Ja tultiin nyt asenteella kovaa. Darts-mestarit, kultaa pokkaa, keskittyneisyys. Voiton tahto mukana, me ei pyydetä, oma peräisyys on kunniaa. Tähtäily tikissä me valoitetaan, mut perässä meitä seuraa.
Oikein mahtavaa tupla 19, eli tupla ykkösen jaksoa numero 38. Mun nimi on Mikko Seppälä ja kaverina Lehtisen Hannu. Moro Hannu.
Moro moro. Eli siis niin kuin 2 mun lempituplaa. Tupla 1, tupla 19. Vielä kun lisätään tupla 17 tähän, niin kaikki on kunnossa. Ei mitään hätää. Ja morjesta omasta puolestani täältä sateen täyttämästä kesäisestä Hämeenlinnasta.
Niin, semmonen on tosissaan sateinen. Ei täällä ei sada. Nyt se oli Hämeenlinna.
Niin, Hämeenlinnassa sataa ja sataa muuten ihan tautisesti. Käytin koiran tuossa aamulla lenkillä ja en muista, koska viimeksi olisin ollut niin märkä koko ukko sen sijaan, tai siis jos en ole käynyt suihkussa tai uimassa tai jotain muuta vastaavaa. Mutta kyllä tuli vettä muuten niin pirusti täällä, ettei mitään järkeä. Mutta silti aurinko paistaa henkisesti.
Noniin. Jänniä asioita sattuu koko ajan kotimaisdartsissa. Siellä on tänään Teemu ja Marko aloittamassa urakkaansa, tai oikeastaan menee ensi päivän huomisen puolelle kun matsi on 0045 noin arvio Suomen aikaa, ja Suomi kohtaa Uuden-Seelannin. Mitkä mietteet?
No siis kyllähän ton alkulohko kun näki ennen kaikkea just se, että tosi hienoa, että Suomi on päätynyt sijoitetuksi näihin karkeloihin. Eli 16 sijoitettu joukkue, niin kyllähän se kertoo jotain, että Suomi-dartsissa on tapahtunut. Ja joo, Uusi-Seelanti, paha vastustaja. Että helppoa ei tule olemaan, se on selvä. Ja kyllä siellä se lohkon toinenkin vastustaja taitaa ihan sellainen ok olla, että kyllä siellä töitä pitää tehdä. Mutta nyt mä olen jälleen kerran peukut pystyssä ja tosi toiveikas siitä, että nyt Make ja Teemu päräyttää jotain sellaista, mitä me ei olla viime vuosina tuolla nähty.
Itse en pidä Uusi-Seelantia ja Argentiinaa juuri minään.
Okei, kyllä. No, ei se Puha muun muassa ihan kökköjätkä ole, mikä sieltä on vastaan tulossa heti ekaan peliin, mutta hyvä mielipide silti.
Niin, ainut asia, mikä niinku Uudessa-Seelannissa on kova, niin on hakatanssi. Ja sitä ne tuskin vetää sisääntuloaikaan, niin olen vahvasti sitä mieltä, että Teemu ja Marko ylikävelee molemmat vastustajansa, ja sitten sen jälkeen uuden arvonnan kautta katsotaan, että kuka tulee jatkokierroksilla vastaan. Joo,
siis tässä olin itsekin väärässä siis mä jo hehkuttelin muutamankin tahon suuntaan sitä, että tuolla pari lukea Englannin edustajana olisivat ykkössijoitettuna ja sitten luonnollisesti ajatus, että 16 sijoitettu jatkoon päästessään olisi seuraavalla kierroksella tuplalukea vastassa, mutta näin ei ole, vaan arvonnat tapahtuu knockout-kierrokselle ja sitä ei tiedä sitten jatkosta mitään. Mutta kyllä mä uskon, mulla on tosi vahva usko nyt, että sinne knockouttiin asti mennään.
Mennään, luotetaan siihen. Viime viikon aikaa tosissaan suomalainen darts on aika lailla semmosessa CC-vaiheessa tällä hetkellä, että viime viikolla ei mitään hirveän isoja kisoja kotimaassa ollut. Nyt on sitten 2 kisaa, jotka kerää paljon porukkaa. Toinen kerää vielä enemmän kuin toinen, mutta siis 2 kisaa viikonloppuna. Kummasta puhutaan ensin?
No oikeastaan mulle on ihan se ja sama. Molemmissa on puolensa.
Joo. No tuolla tosissaan niin edellispäivä on päättynyt ilmoittautuminen, eli Kaupissa on tämmöinen Kukko Pils Darts Festival. Sielläkin on tonnin kisassa 55 osallistujaa, mikä on oikeasti hyvä määrä porukkaa, jos miettii, että samaan aikaan pelataan sitten kuitenkin 200 kilometriä etelämpänä Finnish Openia, niin hyvin on saanut kaupun keilahalli dartsaajia liikenteeseen.
Joo, pitää paikkansa. Yllättävän kovia nimiä löytyy listalta, mitä mä olisin ehkä olettanut olevan tuolla Finnish Openissa, mutta jokainenhan valitsee itse ja mun mielestä on tosi hyvä vaan, että on tarjontaa. 177 pelaajaa tällä hetkellä näyttää olevan lauantain Finnish Openin avoimessa sarjassa ja naisissakin yli 40 heittäjää, että kyllä sinnekin väkeä riittää ja mä veikkaan, että toi Finnish Openin osallistujamäärä tulee vielä ennen kello 22 tänä iltana, kun ilmoittautuminen päättyy, niin kasvamaan tuosta vielä toivottavasti jopa yli 200. En ole muuten itsekään ilmoittautunut vielä, kun kuljetusmoodit on vähän epävarmoja, mutta vahva ajatus on, että josko lauantaina tulisi kiusaamaan lähinnä itseensä huippupelaajia, en lupaa kiusata. Yritän toki.
Joo, itse tuun mestoille Finnish Openin lauantaina, en ajatellut kyllä heittää lainkaan tikkaa. Mitä nyt sitten ehkä, jos Toppala Juho haluaa ottaa uusinta matsin edellisestä meidän Vantaa-kohtaamista 301 lämmittelyn pelistä. Juholle terveisiä.
Mä luulen, että jos Juho tämän kerkee kuulemaan, niin ei sulla ole vaihtoehtoa.
Joo, mutta itse on tosissaan, mä lähden viikonloppuna Helsinkiin kuuntelemaan live-musiikkia ja sitten lauantai pyörähtää Vantaalla. Lähinnä just sen takia, että siellä on paljon kotimaisia junnuja, varmasti on paljon ajatuksia junnuilla ja junnujen huoltajilla, niin tuun sinne, mikäli jollain juniorilta, junioripelaajan huoltajalta tulee semmoinen olo, että haluaa jutella ja keskustella, mikä tämä JDC Akatemia juttu oikein on, niin siellä mä oon lauantaina, saa repiä hihasta, ehdottomasti haluan vastailla niin kuin mieltä askarruttavia kysymyksiä. Sanon jo nyt tässä, tämä ei ole tarkoitus millään osin olla loukkaavaa ketään kohtaan, mutta sanon jo nyt tässä, että lauantaina niin nimenomaan se mun aika, minkä mä siellä käytän, niin se olisi kohdistettu junioripelaajille ja junioripelaajien vanhemmille. Muiden kanssa voidaan muista D1-asioista puhua joskus toisaalla. Tai puhukaa Hannunkaan D1-asioista sitten.
Niin. Siis mä voisin ottaa oikeastaan, ota sä tää JDC-puoli, niin mä puhun D1-puolta sitten tuolle, koska D1-puolellakin saattaa tapahtua jotain mielenkiintoista, joka osalta on jäänyt huomaamatta.
Joo, se tuommoinen yksi risteilykin tulossa. Mutta tosissaan junnut ja junnujen vanhemmat, että tulkaa juttelee ja katsotaan, mitä niin kun teillä on mielen päällä ja pystytäänkö me vastaamaan niihin. Aika monen kysymykseen pystytään antamaan jo nyt vastaus varsinkin liittyen tämän syksyn karsintoihin. Että tämä syksyhän tulee kuitenkin nopeasti ja kohta on elokuu ja eka karsintakilpailu. Neljät karsinat heitetään ja sitten sen jälkeen katsotaan, että ketkä 4 lähtee Gibraltarille.
Niin, siis tämä on tullut vähän aika monelle ilmeisesti yllätyksenä, että sinne Gibraltarille lähdetään jo tänä vuonna.
No ei kukaan kysynyt multa.
No lähinnä se, että kukaan ei ole ehkä kysynyt, mutta olettamus on monella ollut, että se on vasta vuoden päästä. Mutta ei, se on tänä vuonna.
Eikö mennä vuoden päästäkin? Se on
totta kai silloinkin, mutta ensimmäisen kerran tänä vuonna.
Joo, ja just tämän takia olisi hyvä että tuutte juttelee, että mä mielellään vastaan. Mä aina sanon, mä tykkään keskustella ihmisten kanssa, jotka argumentoi, on fiksuja, ei huuda ja vastaavaa. Niiden on kiva käydä pitkiä keskusteluja. Et varsinkin viimeksi, kun oli Vantaa Cupissa, putosi aika nopeasti, niin siellä oli tosi paljon hyviä keskustelukumppaneja, kenen kanssa sai sitä aikaa kulutettua. Niin ehdottomasti nautin tällaisesta älyllisestä stimulaatiosta.
Joo, mä ainakin nyt kannustan kaikkia asiasta vähänkään kiinnostuneita ottamaan Mikko Seppälää hiasta kiinni lauantaina Vantaalla.
Joo, tehkää näin. Niin
toki muakin saa tulla nykimään, niin mä ohjaan sitten, että missä Mikko ehkä menee.
Joo. Kyllä, Mä itse asiassa taisin tämän vähän niin kuin sulle jyrätä tämän ajatuksen, kun puhuttiin tämän viikon jaksossa, mutta tänään tosissaan meidän nostot, niin ne jää pois, koska tämä on nyt tämän kauden niin sanotusti viimeinen tämmöinen live-podcasti, ja me siirrytään tästä kesätauolle. Toki podcast jatkaa viikoittaista ilmestymistä, että meillä tulee haastatteluja, jotka alkaa ensi viikolla Joonas Masalinin haastattelulla, eli Suomen ranking ykkönen pääsee ääneen ensi viikolla, eli tästä eteenpäin mennään reilun kuukauden verran haastattelujen muodossa, niin halutaan nostaa tällä viikolla kaikki te harmaan massan pelaajat esiin.
Joo, jos nimenomaan näin, että nyt ei oteta ketään nimeä tai kerhoa tai ketään muuta, vaan tämä jakso ja tämän päivän nosto on juurikin te kaikki harmaan massan pelaajat ja kerhot, jotka tekee tämän dartsin Suomessa mahdolliseksi, niin te ootte meidän tämän päivän nosto.
Et muistakaa te kaikki, nyt kun te taas olette ostamassa uutta lisenssiä ensi kauden, niin vaikka ette heittäisi missään kerhosta, ette heittäisi liikaa tai ette tekisi mitään tällaista, niin se lisenssi ostaminen on yksi niistä asioista, mikä mahdollistaa meidän terävimmän kärjen lähettämisen esimerkiksi Koreaan, niin jos ei mitään muuta syytä ole ostaa lisenssi, niin edes kannatusmielessä ostakaa se, niin saadaan maajoukkuetoiminnalle edellytyksiä. Junioreiden Eurooppa-kappi ja sitten VDFS-kapat Koreassa. Niin.
Joo, ja siis se, että nämä on edellytyksiä, millä tosiaan niin kuin saadaan tämä meidän terävä kärki liikkumaan. Ja sitten sillä kannatusmaksulla, jos sen lisenssin maksaa, niin sillähän saa toki itselleenkin paljon muuta. Että kysehän ei ole siitä, että se on pelkkä kannatusmaksu. Että jos haluaa, niin sillä on aika paljon käyttöä.
Niin se on nimenomaan, että miten se asian näkee. Tästä on hyvä lähteä terävimmästä kärjestä tylsimpään kärkeen. No ei puhuta tylsästä kärjestä. Saatiin kunnia vieras. Tai kunnia. Mä muistan aina niin kuin jokainen, joka tulee vieraaksi, niin on kunnia-arvoisia ihmisiä. Ja nautin siitä, kun meillä on näitä vieraita täällä meidän podcastissa. Nyt tosissaan, niin tästä lähdetään kuuntelemaan PDC Nordic Baltic-toimintoja, JDC tätä Nordic Baltic-aluetoimintaa ja ADC Pohjois-Euroopan asioita ja niiden päällä istuva Dean Moss tuli meidän vieraaksi.
Joo, ja siis tämä oli tosi mielenkiintoinen, koska siis JDCstä on olemassa jonkunlaista tietoa, Nordic Balticista on ollut aika paljonkin, mutta tämä mystinen ADC, mikä nyt rantautuu Suomeen, niin se on aika hämärän peitossa ollut. Että toki viime päivinä vähän tuolla sosiaalisessa mediassa on markkinoitu erästä kilpailua, mutta mikä liittyy tähän. Mutta tämä oli mun mielestä ihan loistava. Ja ennen kaikkea, kuten sanoit, kunnianarvoisa vieras, niin annetaanko me ääni nyt Dean Mossille?
Joo, mennään kuuntelemaan, kun Dean kertoo, että huhupuheesta huolimatta hän on tulossa tänne 2 viikon päästä.
Jep.
Dean Moss, welcome to Tupla Ykkönen podcast here in Finland. It's nice to have you as a guest.
Thank you for having me, Mikko. I think it's about time we had a chat.
Yeah. This has been a really long journey from January to this moment.
It has, and I do apologise, but there's been a couple of hurdles along the way, both on ADC side and your initial request for help with the JDC. But we're talking now, so that's great.
Yeah, that's great, and that's the main thing is to have the ADC launched here in Finland now. It was first booked to end of March 2025, but then it got postponed to 2 weeks from now. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in Keravalta. Tell us about the Finnish competition, the Finnish ADC competition in a few weeks' time in Keravalta.
Yes, well, it's we had intended to be in Finland last year, but for the Northern European tour, ADC Northern European tour. But really and truly, we were very late coming out with it. It's because of the introduction of something called the Global Championship, which is actually a very big. It's going to be a big sort of ADC World Championship, really. But they wanted to have representatives from Northern Europe, and I managed to chuck together a tour of 8 tournaments, I think it was, and plus we had an extra tournament at the SSDC closed in Stockholm, which is, I think, a few Finns have been to the SSDC closed, so they'll know that. And then after talking to a couple of my friends in Finland, we managed to get billiard garage and billiard in Keravalta interested, and they were fine to have us come. So we booked, like you say, in March, but then person that was going to run the tournament for me couldn't be there because I couldn't come myself because it was my birthday. So we moved it. And I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, there's been some inquiries that it's going to happen. Yeah, it's definitely happening. I'm coming over. You and I will be meeting face to face for the first time next Friday, I think it is, or the 27th. So I'm there. I will also, I'll be flying in on the Friday morning. So hopefully, and I do understand that we're quite used to the Finns registering at the last minute for PDC Nordic and Baltic tournaments. So I don't expect people to have registered so much now, but it would be. I just want to put everyone at ease and say we are coming to Finland, and we would like to keep coming back to Finland for the ADC Northern European Tour leg of, so we can send some Finns to the Modus Super Series, and hopefully, if they play well enough, they will qualify for Global Championship as well. Yeah, but that's it. But we're coming next week, and I'm really looking forward to being in Finland. My other half, she's Finnish, so I always like coming to Finland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's so when you are in Gothenburg and you have a Finnish other half, so it must be something from these big movements from Finland to Gothenburg, because it's an area with lot of Finns.
There is a lot of Finns here, yeah. But they help build the city, see? Yeah,
we built this city with rock and no, with Volvo and Saab.
It's true. Marit's mum and dad, they're both Finnish. So Marit was born here, but she had a Finnish passport up until she was 18 or 19. But I've had all the stories of how the Finns built Sweden, helped them industrialize and stuff, which is it's always nice to hear the histories.
Yeah. But about this ADC, I know you are coming, and we're gonna promote you that people will find you. It's from this Darts Atlas where you can register. There was few registrations already, but as you said, Finnish people are like the last minute type of people that the sauna did burn down, so I will go and play darts to Kerava or something like that. So don't there's no need to panic yet.
No.
About this ADC, so it's Amateur Darts Corporation. How is a professional player defined on the ADC tour?
A professional dart player, the only people that are not allowed to enter ADC tournaments are registered and tour card holders. So anyone that's had a PDC tour card and loses it can play on the ADC. But a professional can be, pardon me, exactly the same as a WDF. There's a lot of players that just play darts for a living, either in in tournaments or exhibitions. So I don't know, same as everyone. If someone makes their money out of darts, then they are professional, whether they have a tour card or not, in my view. But there are a few. Not boundaries, but obviously we need to be sending people with decent averages to the Modus Super Series, and that you can use the ADC Europe as a stepping stone towards either being a professional, it'd be part of your experience, or that you use it because you do not have intention to be a professional, but it's actually quite an excellent level if you are up on the 70s to 80s averages consistently. Then it's a really good place to play and maybe get some success without actually having to become a true pro. But it's pretty new, really, the ADC. I think it's about 2 or 3 years old. My first experience of sending people to Modus was through George Noble, the caller, asking me to send people from Finland and from this area and Sweden and stuff. And then after a couple of months or 3 months, they introduced the ADC Europe, and then they started taking care of finding players to send to the Modus Super Series. So really and truly, the ADC is all built up to send players to the Modus Super Series, and to give, especially in the UK, where we don't have as many weekly tournaments, it gives the amount of players that we have in Britain, they have something to play for every week. Through the different systems that exist in the ADC organisation. But no, a professional is someone who makes a living out of darts, I'd imagine, the same as anything, Miko.
Yeah, that's clear. When you have this kind of clear boundary, if you are a tour card holder, you cannot participate, but if you don't have a tour card, welcome to the ADC. That's really clear. Line to right.
Yes.
So the goal of the ADC, would you describe it? It's like a stepping stone, and it's like a Division 3, and then the Modus is Division 2, and then the PDC Nordic Baltic is Division 1, and then is the guys with the professional tour cards.
I think that's an excellent way of putting it. I usually say that obviously you can choose whichever path you want to take. You have the WDF, and now you have the ADC, and you have the PDC. Now, if you're a young Finnish teenager, hopefully, and all the best with this, but with the JDC, they can start there and start to learn their trade, and then they can obviously play once they get a little bit older. They can play on the ADC circuit, and then they can also play on the PDC Nordic and Baltic circuit. If they're lucky enough to qualify for Modus, they get that experience. If they're good enough and they can qualify for Euro Tour, then that's experience. And all the while, you can bake in the WDF tournaments as well. So it's just all about giving people the opportunities to play at different levels against different levels of players, and with the ultimate goal, if you want to be a professional, you can take that route and go to Q school, or if not, like I've just said, you can carry on learning your trade and playing against pretty good opponents most of the time on the ADC, and obviously WDF is always going to give opportunities for players to play for their country and stuff like that. So, but all we need to keep in the centre of all this is the sport of darts. No organisation is better than the other. Obviously, the quality goes up once you become a professional. It's your job. Some of the numbers we see now are just out of this world, but I know how much work goes into that as well to be able to produce these these sort of figures of over a ton plus here and there. But we have players on the PDC Nordic and Baltic tour. We have players on the ADC tour that are getting there, and then it's a good stepping stone, Miko. And we don't like to clash with any tournaments either, because then that's not right. That players have to choose to go into this tournament or that tournament. It's all good. It's good to avoid clashing with all the different tournaments that can be we have all year. I don't know how many there are, but there's thousands of tournaments, and we do quite well not to clash. So yeah, but it's a good explanation. It's like the third division of darts, or it will be. But it's a nice tour to get onto, and if you're successful, you get lots of exposure as well, and the experience of standing on the stage in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series. You can ask. Marco loved it when he was there, and I can't wait to send a few more Finns. Hence the reason why we're coming to you.
Yeah, that sounds great, and we have already our Modus Super Series thrower here, Kirsi Viinikainen, who is always there, but we want to see some men also. But right about now, Kirsi is our diamond and pearls and everything.
But the funny thing was, her I think it's still together, but there was Johan Engström that I know plays a lot in Finland as well. Yeah. But at the time, Johan was asking me to get him a spot at Modus again because he loved it so much. And then the next day, we sent Kirsi an invite instead. And then she I don't know how Johan took that, but no, she played excellent. I've always rated Kirsi. She's managed to qualify for the women's match play as well, which is no mean feat. And I think she will do very well. And it's really good to see, after all the years that she's put into this sport, that she actually it's not it's not over. She's just getting going. She has a really, really good chance of more success. Excellent.
Yeah,
and obviously on the tour we have Anna Forsmark came to. She was in Denmark. She lives in Denmark now. She came to the ADC Northern. I call it NET, by the way, the Northern European Tour. She came to Denmark. She played there and played very well. And so this is open to everybody, everybody from the age of 16, I think. That's one point. That's one thing I have to find out.
Yeah, it was 16.
Yeah, you have to be 16 to play on our tour. But man, woman, A, B, C, D, E, whatever, plus, everybody's welcome, and it's and the things to play for. I'm really excited to be able to give people, or be asked to give people, these opportunities to develop and experience something they maybe wouldn't have experienced if we didn't come there. So yes, hopefully send two Finns, because I know there's a couple of Danes coming, but we'll see.
Yeah, we need to hope that there are Finns who's going through. Tell us, Dean, about ADC, this final, this global event with £60,000 as prize money. What is this fuss about?
Last year, I think the prize fund was 80,000, which is still a lot of money. But they've had a deal with. They have a deal with Pluto TV, which is a free-to-air channel, and I think they have a 4 or 5 year deal with them. But I think they are, because it's going to be on the television. It's made it, and they've already secured TV rights. It's obviously been easier for them to go to companies, advertisers, and so obviously there's probably a lot of the finances come from the commercial side. They also I don't know how to explain it. They've just got good management. They put money away for this sort of thing, and they're building up. And to have £150,000 prize fund with 60,000 to the winner after just 1 year, really, they've had one, is an amazing feat. But the people that run Modus and the ADC, they're thinking ahead. All the time, and and they're giving players another opportunity to get their name out there, get on television, and get the experience. But the Global Championships will, unfortunately, it's played at the same time as the Lakeside, but hopefully that won't always be the case. And they've expanded. We get 2 spots this year. We only had 1 spot from the Nordic and Baltic region, so even there we have they've even given us another opportunity to. But it's not an easy thing to qualify for. You can't get invited. Some of the players get invited to Modus because Modus they want to have certain profiles there, but the Global Championship, everybody has to qualify for this. So it's maybe in the future we'll be able to do it at the same time as other tournaments. So I can't say too much, but the amount of money it would take to do the whole tour, it's good to know that if they do qualify for the Global Championships, then there is actually money to get back. But we have to be careful that we don't take too much money, or it costs too much money for people to travel around, because we're not the cheapest area of the world to travel and live. But it's very important that when the ADC come with their tour to your country, that as many from that country take the chance and enter, because maybe it might be a little bit hard to play in more than 2. But it's a magnificent amount of money. But it's more I think it's more about being there and being a world champion, even though you won't be called a world champion, but you'll be the ADC global champion. And I think that will that's quite something to aim at as well. But it goes to show that things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it would be nice to call myself to the amateur champion of the world.
Well, that's what it's going to be, really, isn't it? So because they
even though it's called global champion, but it's lost in translation, so you can be världsmästare I amatörsidan.
Oh, exactly right.
Yeah, I knew that you can Swedish, so that's the reason I put a little bit Swedish there. But when you didn't think about the ADC in the future, so you just came out with that you don't want to clash with Lakeside, and there are going to be prize money, and then you're going to develop this. So is this going to be like something that PDC will endorse between JDC, the youth players, when they're coming to the age of 16, the PDC side will say that, hey, ADC is your next step, and then it's Modus Super Seriesiin, and then it's going to be Goose School and things like this. Do you think that this is the place for ADC to be the throw in place for the youngsters who are in JDC academies nowadays?
I don't think the PDC, obviously they know that each other exist. I don't think the PDC and the ADC will ever be outwardly working together. But obviously the game of darts needs these stepping stones up to, obviously, if you want to play professional, the PDC is the place to go. And then I don't think they don't not talk to each other. I know that, but I can't really say too much for the PDC because they just do their thing and the ADC do theirs. And they, like I said, the darts is in the centre of it all, and it's just good for darts. They both need each other. We need, WDF and the local clubs. And when it comes to the JDC, that's an excellent place for kids to, like we were talking about before we came on air, a safe place for them to learn the art of throwing darts, how to behave, and maybe go on. Some players may not, they might not continue. They might just do the JDC and that'll be it. But I think just having all these separate organisations, if it's done right and they don't clash, it's a shame, like I say, that they clash with the Lakeside, but it was unavoidable, because it's just that time of year. But then people can choose which way they want to go. So they will have, I think all of them have their own place: WDF, ADC, PDC, JDC, and obviously the youth, PDC youth development tours, the women's tour as well. It's all there, and we've never had so many opportunities. And I think it's just great for us as dart players and dart lovers that we have so many opportunities to watch darts, play darts, and aspire to be as good as you can be. Yeah, but I think I don't think they'll ever work together, the ADC and PDC, but they certainly will help. They'll certainly both benefit through each other's existence, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's going to be the case. I'm sure for that, because more good players will get chances to play at the big stages, and then you get this modus ticket and that's something that I think it should be the key point now in the ADC tour, that you get the chance to go to the Modus week where you can play lots of good games against good players, and if you are Dirty Harry, you can win the whole shit. So
yeah, but he's been he's really come to life since I think he was the second person that I gave as an example of someone who I got in touch with them, and I said, this guy you should have and this guy you should have, and it was Andreas Toft, I think, was the no, hold on. I think Andreas Harrison was the first person we ever sent to Modus, and they just loved him when he turned up, and he's just gone from strength to strength. And if you look at how he plays in general now, he's having good runs on Euro tours. He's winning pro tours on the PDC Nordic and Baltic. He's always been a great player, and it would be really nice if we could do it for others as well. Not just, I know I live in Sweden, but I'm actually English, so I don't mind if it's a Finn or a Dane or a Swede or an Icelandic. If we send people and they become part of the makeup of the Modus Super Series, then we're doing a good job. So, it was unbelievable when he won the lot, especially the way he did it with the 1-2-1 out shot when Cadby was sitting on double top, I think he was, and it was it's just amazing. But I think Andreas was the first person we sent. Like I say, Marco, I asked if they could have Marco, and then Marco went there. He really enjoyed it. It's a fantastic week. It's pretty intimate. They changed it a little bit, but it's pretty intimate. You're spending time with at least there's 5 other people all week, and they're really clever at having players there. Obviously, they have no control of people that qualify, but they're really good at keeping the chemistry, because it's you're sitting with the same people all week. It's very good when you have a group of people that can get on So everybody enjoys it. Okay, obviously you have the competition side of things, but they really do it nice. It's a beautiful setup, and I have no qualms of sending anybody there. They're going to love it, whatever happens. Once they qualify, it's really nice to send people to something which, it's not once in a lifetime, because you could probably qualify for 3 a year, but maximum you can qualify for 3. But there's only 3 series now anyway. But if we need to send, we need more Andreas Harrisons to go there and make a mark for Nordic and Baltic darts.
Yeah, and it's looking good for Andreas for the Ali Pally ticket this season. He has been dominant now in Nordic Baltic tour when he first got this experience from Modus how to win big games. So
yes, it is all experience, and obviously certain times he got to the semi and missing double 16 to qualify for the Saturday on a Friday night late, was destroyed us. But next time he got to that position, he could take it, and that's the same for every single player, I'd imagine. And it's just, you have it in your backbone. You're talking about Andreas looking good for Ali Pally. Well, Timu's not far off it. I know Marco's never far away. It's pretty open. I think maybe we have 2 extra tournaments this year on the PDC Nordic and Baltic Tour, so there's still 4 tournaments left. Anything can happen, so that's all good. And people may, you were asking what steps you should take as a dart player. I think you use the ADC to then develop and get experience against good players to then go and play the PDC Nordic and Baltic maybe a little bit more confidently. But it's I'm looking forward to this end of the year. It's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to being there next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward also to be there. I'm gonna put all the stars aligned, so I'm gonna win the Modus ticket with my average of a little bit less than 60. But it's about the stars. It's not about the doubles.
Yeah, that's true. 60 is good.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna have this new wave of Finnish darts players at Keravalta, who is these players who is taking darts more like a sport that they are playing sober, not like this pub game. I don't judge the people who drink beer when they are throwing, and I don't judge the people who don't drink. It's more about that somebody choose to be sober when they are throwing, and there are really good young people now in Finland who no one has never heard about, and I would like to see guys like Eddie Busman and Samuli Kosonen to take part in the ADC and see how far they can go.
Yep, that's it. You've got to put yourself in that position and put your head above the parapet, as we say in England. I'm not sure how you translate that, but no, it's take the opportunity when it's there, because it's fantastic experience. And obviously, I'm hoping that Timu and people like this come, but it'll be nice to see some new faces always. And when you talk about the alcohol in the sport of darts, it is gradually disappearing more and more. There's a lot of players that do not drink because they've just learned how to play the game without the drinking while they're practicing or playing a tournament. So. I think that's where we're going to end up, especially with the kids that are coming through. All the kids have to go through I call it tit and beer stage. They have to go through that. But if you look at Luke Littler, he probably still doesn't drink. He never drank when he was at the Swedish Dart Festival when we had him over here in Gothenburg. One, he wasn't allowed because he was only 16 or 17, and but I don't think he drinks a lot because I was in Copenhagen this weekend, and you can see he plays darts sober because it's something he's always done, and hopefully the kids will, the next generation, they will be playing without drinking, which is like you say, it's up to everybody to choose how they want to do it. I know Marco Cantele is he's very hard on himself. He doesn't use drink. I know Kim Viljanen and Jonas Masselin are pretty. They are sober dart players, but yes, we'll see. But I think that's a generation away, and we're going to see this generation coming through now. So let's look after them on the way.
What do you think, Dean? How big part there is with the JDC academies that started from England and now they are going all around the world? So, what is the importance with these academies that we have this generation of players who has never drink alcohol, but they're winning tournaments because they are under 18?
Yeah. I know that the PDC, we had a meeting with Matt Porter at the weekend. They are pushing the JDC all the time. They want academies because I think at the end of the day, the PDC themselves, they want to get away from this. It's a pub sport, but they're getting away from that. It is becoming more professional. They're putting, there's £1 million to the world champion. It's you can make a living, and I don't know about you, but okay, I might have had 2 or 3 beers when I was working in my father's pub, but when I'm working, but most of us don't drink when we're working, and darts can become a job, and obviously your body can only take so much when you're young. Fair enough, your body can handle a lot, but as they get older, there's a hell of a lot of dart players out there that have got diabetes because they've been drinking too much, or not too much, but they've been drinking more often than maybe us normal folk do. But with the kids, I know the PDC, and obviously it's the future. They need players to be coming through, and also if they are in a safe environment and there's no beer involved, when it will be it'll be just part of their darting lives, is that there's no drink involved, and long may it, hopefully they stick to how they've been taught for most of their careers. But it will be lovely to have a dart team in the Olympics, or they have Olympics as darts as an Olympic sport. We could have some Olympic medals being dished out, and they wouldn't be able to drink then. We'll see. That's another story.
That's a nice silver lining that we want to go towards to darts at the Olympic games, and maybe we will get some Olympic games to Finland someday here again.
Yeah.
Since '52, we haven't had any Olympic games, but
you never know. You might have some other tournaments coming there before the Olympics. You'll never know.
That's about my dream, to have big darts tournaments in Finland and make this sport more like this.
Make it as big as snooker, because I didn't realise snooker is really big in Finland, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, and pool is also really big. I was just talking to Jonas Masalin today about other things, and he said that he's wondering how the hell in Turku there are over 500 pool players, but only 100 dart players in this regional league in.
They usually go together. In Britain, you either you play darts and then you play pool, or vice versa. There's maybe it's not as big as in Finland, but you usually play both. But it's a social thing as well. So it's nice to hear that there's plenty of Finns out and about in the pubs and clubs,
and
not sitting in the sauna all the time.
Yeah. When you think about this JDC thing now, Sweden doesn't have an academy yet. I have yesterday talked to Anders Östman in Gothenburg. He's my this kind of wonder wall in Sweden. I have been contacting him a lot of things in darts, and I love his app Go Darts Pro. It's amazing app. So
brilliant, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you think when you look at Finland and Sweden, we are pretty close to each other, and it is easier to come from Umeå or Stockholm to Finland than go to Malmö or Copenhagen? Could there be some kind of JDC cooperation that the Swedish youngsters from northern Sweden could come to Finnish academy to train in Finland and participate to Finnish ranking events, and then go to Gibraltar and represent Sweden?
Well, I've managed to get 4 JDC spots for the World Championship, not the team, but the World Championship. So that's something that we need to get together. We'll talk a little bit more about that when I come over, Mikko. But I managed to get 4 spots through from the JDC. But we are building. We're looking at. I'm talking to people around in Sweden. We need to find someone who wants to do a JDC academy here. There is one already in Norway. We have a guy, Petur, in Iceland. They did have an academy, but I don't know what happened there. But we're going to start one in every country if we can. I know it's just the one at the moment, but then it would be one of the caveats or one of the things we have to do, because they gave us these 4 JDC spots, which we will hopefully have qualifiers for by the end of August, but we have to come with that information a bit later, because we've had to move the place where we were going to have the finals. We've had to move, and but if they, and one of the things was, next year, 2026, we have to send a team from each country. So, and obviously we can have landskamper against the Finnish JDC and the Swedish JDC, but at the end of the day, we need an academy in Helsinki or Turku, and then we would need one up in Oulu, and then we would need one in I think where does Kenneth live?
Vasa.
He lives. So maybe we have to have one there, because obviously the kids can't travel around if it's too far, and that'd be the same in Sweden and Copenhagen. I've been talking to a club in the middle of Copenhagen, in the middle of Denmark, and on the west coast. So, and obviously we have to do the same in Sweden as well. We have to have one in Gothenburg, maybe Jönköping, and further up in Stockholm, maybe Karlstad way, because there are. I think at the moment the most important place is Finland, because you have so many youngsters coming through that are under 16. So the JDC is a natural way to go. But in Sweden, we're still struggling with. We have to go out and introduce people to it, the kids to it, because it's not as big in Sweden. Lots of Danish. There's a few Danish youngsters coming through. So, but once the JDC academies are established, then obviously the kids will have somewhere to go. And just right now, we can advertise and we can help. We can advertise. You can advertise on the podcast, and we've got the Dart Pod in Sweden. They can advertise, so we get the word out, and we be able to tell people where to go. And Anders, talking about Anders with Go Dart Pro, pardon me, he's actually in Gothenburg, so I would ask him, but the commitment you can't. You need to commit to the JDC academies, and it sounds like yourself and a couple of the others are ready to commit the time, and because you can work your lives around it. I'm not sure Anders he's a very busy man, but he is totally dedicated to the youth and the kids. To make sure that they've got somewhere to be, and he's really excellent.
Yeah. In Swedish, you should say that Anders levererar, för att it's things he does. He has been a great support to me when I have been struggling with the JDC Academy in Finland, and that what you talk about, that we need to have an academy in lots of places in Finland. So we are now doing that job, that we are gonna have place to youth. You live in Oulu, or you live in Vaasa, or you live in Helsinki. You have a place to go. So that's but we're gonna talk more about that when you can come over here to Finland. That's not for the podcast. This was more about the future of ADC in Finland, and I'm so glad that you're coming over. When I first saw that you're gonna be here in March, it was the first thing I mentioned in our podcast. We had a amateur darts podcast. It's about February, somewhere there. We talked with my colleague Hannu about this ADC, and I talked a lot about Modus, and it was at the same time when Kirsi won the Modus week, so it was nice to talk about it. And now we're gonna have more discussion about ADC and the future of Finnish darts, because I don't think we are doing everything as well as we could be doing here in Finland. So we need more people who will shake us a little bit, like you are shaking us with the ADC, and let's see where it takes us.
Yeah, but it's, as long as there's good opportunities with it, it's okay coming over and just on a one-off. We want to be there every year, and like I said, if we can offer Modus places to every single tournament we have, then that makes it even more that people will want to get involved, because as they get to know the Modus, and once we send a couple of more Finns to Modus, people will start watching it, and then it becomes it's taken. I had no idea what the ADC was, even though I was sending players to Modus. I thought, well, who are these taking my space? But they've got good ideas, and they're not going anywhere, and it's just growing. And if we can introduce, there's also There's also a pub series for ADC, which maybe won't work as well in Finland, but we have in Britain they have ADC Vault series, it's called, and a pub series in Holland, where people play every week. It can get quite complicated, but it's a maximum of 24 people, and you play a round robin against each other on 4 boards, and you get points, and then at the end of the year season, maybe 10-week season, then a series you play in a regional final. But we'll talk about that when I come over as well. But it's the main thing is that we come over, we I don't, if there's 8 people in it, I don't care. I really don't. Last week or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, I was in Norway. We had 16 players on the Saturday and 13 players on the Sunday. Now, to tell the truth, I didn't think we would have 8 players in Norway. So, and if Norway can have 16 entries, I am sure that as long as the Finnish lads trust it, that it's going to happen, because the logistics of hotel and taking time off work maybe on the Friday and stuff like that, they have to. And plus, it's the week after Midsummer, which is maybe not the best, because I know it's big here, but I know it's big in Sweden and in Finland as well. But and obviously there's there's certain things we have to think about. It's like payday. You know, there's a hell of a lot of darts in June, and there's a lot of people are obviously midsummer and holidays coming up. The kids are off school. Maybe we had to think about that a little bit when we rescheduled, and because it's not, we just need to. People need to come and have even if you don't play, come down and have a look and jump in on the Sunday. It'd be excellent to be there. I actually did have Miko. I did think that Finland would be my the best attended. We've done 5. I've done 6 of these now, or 8 of these, and I really thought that. And I hope, and I do believe, I still think that Finland will be the best attended ADC Northern European Tour events to date, because hopefully when people listen to this, they'll know we're coming.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You are coming, and then we are waiting, and it's gonna be nice. And I know that I'm gonna be throwing in the ADC Finland. It's gonna be nice to attend, and I know my podcaster will also attend. He said that he would like to attend to the ADC. So we are 4 already.
Good, lovely. I'm sure we'll be about 20-30 players. I'm sure.
Yeah. Hey, I think the main thing is when the people know what the ADC fuss is about, so it's easier to market this thing to people and tell, hey, listen to this podcast. This is what it's about, because nobody in Finland had no idea except for Heli, who is arranging this event. So nobody had no idea what is it. What is ADC?
No, I was in the same boat. Obviously, last year, I promise you. But then, if you read up and you know where to look, half the time, there's no way of getting it out there. But podcasts are brilliant for it. Dartpodden in Sweden, they will push. Obviously, when we're in Kungsbacka in August, these podcasts are great. I know you need to have people listening, but obviously, even if it's like 400 or 300 people listening, they will have dart friends, and they say, "Oh, well, come on, we'll give this a go." And the only thing, and I will be honest, the only thing I haven't been able to secure properly is the prize money. I haven't been able to secure sponsors because I'm in the same boat. I'm trying to build it up, and then I haven't got anything to sell to get sponsors in. So I apologise, but the prize money is poor, but it's based on the amount of entries more than if we get 9 people, then we have money to the semi-finalists. If we have 16 people, we have money to the and so on, because we're sort of paying for our own prize money at the moment, or rather, I am.
Yeah, but that's.
I can't play down to the quarterfinals if there's only 9 people in it. If you know what I mean. But maybe this tournament isn't the best one to look at. Maybe I can get €200 if I come in the last 8. It's the prize money is rubbish, but obviously the prize of winning is amazing. It's at least I think it's €600 you get to go to Modus minimum, but that's if you have a really terrible week, which it's just the goal, the amount of money that's available to win is just it's just worth the effort, I think.
Yeah, I think that we should focus now on the 2 Modus spots, because in every Modus week you can win £10,000, and that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. It is.
Hey, I think, Dean, we need to wrap it up. It has been almost an hour already, so I want
Brilliant.
to thank you to visiting our podcast. I want to thank you also the giving them the voice to ADC here in Finland. So we're gonna meet in a few weeks in Kerava and talk more then. But thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and happy midsummer, everybody, when it comes around. And good luck to Marco and Timu over the weekend too. I think they have a good possibility in the World Cup of Darts.
Yeah, they're gonna meet Luke and Luke when they first win their group.
that isn't actually the second round or the knockout phase. That's actually a new draw. It's everybody. The only people that can avoid each other are the top 4 seeds. So, Finland could end up playing Sweden. So it doesn't go by bracket. It's a new draw. It's a new draw, apparently.
It's not
okay, Mikko.
Yes, but hey, thank you, Dean. Have it good down there in the west coast of Sweden. We're gonna be here in west coast of Finland and waiting for you.
Okay, good man. It'll keep us value. Was it moi moi? No, that's hello.
Yeah,
isn't it?
moi is good. Moi is good.
No knee.
No knee works also. Hey, thank you, Dean. And
all the
thank
best.
you.
Okay.
Yes. Goodbye.
See you in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Näin. Keravalla. Joskus oli semmoinen mainos kuin Kiidä Keravalle. Oli Planet Fan aikoinaan muinoin. Gladiaattorikin taidettiin kuvata siellä. Niin nyt kiitäkää Keravalle pelaamaan Modus Super Series paikasta.
Ja Planet Fanissa on muuten pelattu aika kovaa dartsiakin joskus aikanaan. Jos et ollut tietoinen tästä.
Siellä heitettiin ainakin 121 pistettä, että sai auto.
Joo, joku semmonen juttu oli. Mutta joo, tosiaan nyt ehkä pääpointtina, että Kerava olisi nyt ohjelmistossa kuun loppupuolella. Ja ottakaa kuunteluun, mitä toi herra Moss tuossa haastattelussa äskettäin kertoi että siitä aukeaa tosi paljon ajatus, että mikä koko homman ideologia on. Siinä oli tosi paljon uutta myös mulle itselleni. Ja asiat aukeaa kummallisesti. Niin,
nyt niin kun, mun mielestä aika hyvä hetki jokaisen alkaa miettiä, että ADCn se pääpointti, niin se on olla tuommoinen tietynlainen ponnahduslauta. Ja okei, siis Harrisonhan ei vetänyt tätä ADC-polkua, mutta hän kuului tähän porukkaan, kun oli niitä niin sanottuja ADC-tason heittäjiä, ja sitten Dean onnistui järjestämään hänelle kutsun Modus Super Seriesiin, ja Dirty Harry vei koko paska.
Joo, näin tapahtui.
Ja ihan okosti kulkee tällä hetkellä Dirty Harryllä tuo PDC Nordic Balticilla.
Joo, ja kyllä nyt näyttää aika varmalta, että siis toki kaikki on mahdollista, mutta ihmettelen, jos Harry ei ole ällipälin edustajana Nordic Baltic-alueelta. Että kyllä tässä mielenkiintoisia juttuja.
Ihan ehkä niinku, no musta hauskaa myös se, että miten Dean niinku ystävällismielisesti toteaa, että joo, että onhan siellä vielä suomalaisillakin mahdollisuuksia. Ja joo, se on totta, että suomalaisen mahdollisuuksia, mutta mun on vaikea nähdä, että Harrison putoo sieltä pois. Että se on niinku Dirty Harry ja sitten Oscar Teemu. Siinä on ehkä ne niinku 2 vahvinta. Siihen seuraavaan paikkaan onhan siellä niinku muitakin kovia, mutta kyllä se aika, no ei tiedä. Masalin painelee tuosta Tanskaa ja voittaa kaikki skapat sen viikonlopun aikaan, niin sitten sen jälkeen ollaankin ihan eri tilanteessa.
Joo, siis yhteensähän taitaa olla 4 osakisaa jäljellä, jos mä väärin muista tällä hetkellä. Oliko näin? Eikä ollut. On. Joo, minä muista. Mutta joo, on. Joo. Mutta siis se, että niinku periaatteessa, teoriassa kaikki on auki, mutta kyllä toi Härin asema näyttää tosi vakuuttavalta ja sen jälkeen onkin tosi mielenkiintoista. Et periaatteessa Labahan teki aika hurjan nousun tallukassa tuossa listalla ja hyppäsi yhtäkkiä siihen kilpailuun mukaan.
Toki Labaha saattaa muitakin reittejä selvittää tiensä.
No se on taas sitten ihan toinen asia, mutta se myöskin syö sitten taas tämän paikan pois.
Totta. Mutta joo, mennään puhumaan tuosta ADC:stä, niin pari viikkoa aikaa, niin tälleen nopeasti mietittynä, mä oon niin vähän aikaa ollut kotimaisessa dartsissa, niin mun aikana ei ollut, mutta onko koskaan aiemmin Suomessa heitetty osakilpailua, mistä niin kuin tulisi tälle suora paikka, jos ei puhuta PDC Nordic Balticista, sieltä tulee niitä Eurotuurin paikkoja, eikö tuukin?
Joo, kyllä.
Mutta entä tämmöistä, missä niin kun sä lähdet karsiutuu 60 000 punnan päävoittokilpailuun?
Niin ja siis eikö kokonaispotti ole tänä vuonna 150 000 puntaa ja siis
Juu,
voittajalle
yes,
siitä?
Voittajalle 60 tonnia.
Joo, ei varmaan ole ihan äkkiä heitetty vastaavaa osakilpailua.
Se on aika paljon rahaa.
Niin jollekin ehkä ei, mutta mulle se on ainakin ihan järjetön määrä rahaa. Nimimerkillä, että Forti on taas paskana. Anteeksi, mutta...
No, mutta tästä me päästään niinku siihen, että ADC sen lisäksi se tarjoaa hyviä pelejä, se tarjoaa sitä niin kuin ponnahduslautaa ja mahdollisesti telkkaripeleistä Modus Super Seriesin kautta ja vastaavaa, niin sitten siellä on myös niille, jotka tekee tätä palkintorahojen takia, niin siellä on aika paljon sitäkin tarjolla.
On, ja siis niin kuin monihan ajattelee just sitä, että just nyt saavun Keravalle ja eihän mä saa siitä rahaa varsinaisesti palkintona hirvittävän paljon. Kuten Deankin tuossa saattoi todeta, että se suora palkinto on aika pieni. Mutta jos sä saat paikan modukseen, niin sullahan on sitä kautta mahdollisuus 10 000 palkintoon. Ja mun mielestä se on iso mahdollisuus.
Niin, plus että Modus on, kaikki matsit on televisioitui. Kaikki tulee niin Pluto TVltä, se mahdollistaa niin sulle ehkä sitä sponsorimyyntiä vastaavaa. Niin kuin mä sanoin tuossa, niin mun mielestä olisi tosi siistiä nähdä just niin kuin Kososen Samulit ja Edi Busmanit ja tällaiset niin kuin todella potentiaaliset, suht nuoret aikuiset heittäjät noiskarkeloissa. Mitä niin kuin ADC:llä on tarjota tällaisille heittäjille, jotka tavallaan, ne on liian hyvin Suomessa B-sarjaa, mutta Pro-sarjasta vielä niin kuin puuttuu tavallaan se Markon, Teemun tai Jonaksen kaataminen siellä finaalissa. Niin kuin, että se kokemus puuttuu. Niin, eikö tämä ADC palvele aika hyvin näitä heittäjiä?
Joo, ja siis nimenomaan kun ajatellaan sitä, että just mietitään Teemuja ja Markoja ja Jonaksia ja kumppaneita, jotka on matkaillut tuolla maailmalla kisojen perässä, niin nyt on aika matalalla kynnyksellä mahdollista päästä niin kuin pelaamaan kovan tason pelejä. Et siis, jos mä nyt muistanko mä nyt ihan väärin, että liittymismaksu ADC:hen oli 20 euroa. Ja yes. Sen jälkeen osallistumismaksu 25 euroa per osakilpailu.
Joo.
Ja tällä niin kun jo 45 euron sijoituksella sulla on mahdollisuus päästä pelaamaan huipputasokkaita pelejä, itsellesi huipputasokkaita pelejä ja päästä jopa sinne modukseen, niin toi ei ainakaan ole hinnalla pilattu. Et mun mielestä toi on niinku tosi siisti juttu siinä mielessä, että kun Suomi-dartsissa katsoo kisailua, niin siellä on matalan kynnyksen kisoja, mihin on tietyt rajoitukset ja muut, niin tämähän on niinku kansainvälisen tason matalan kynnyksen darts-kilpailu, jossa sitten voittajat saa jotain ihan älyttömiä palkintoja.
Joo, ja se, että jos miettii, että okei, se 20 vuosilisenssi, mikä siinä on, niin sen määrä per osakilpailu on sitä pienempi, mitä useammassa kisassa käyt. Et jos nyt miettii, että lajeissa on lisenssejä, niin 20 ei ole iso, jos sä käyt useamman kisan. Jos sä käyt vain 2 kisaa, eli nämä Keravan molemmat osakilpailut, niin silloin se on 10 per persiskapaa, mutta toisaalta jos sä voitat Keravalla ja heität sit amatöörien maailmanmestaruudesta tai Global Championshipista, itse asiassa ei ole amatöörien maailmanmestaruus, vaan on tämmöinen Global Championship on virallinen termi, niin ei se niinku, en mä usko, siis että 20 voi kyllä elämässään tuhlata huonomminkin.
Mä olen aika vahvasti samaa mieltä ja mun mielestä niin toi kulurakenne on tosi hyvin pohdittu tuossa asiassa. Ja siksi mä toivon todella paljon, että Keravalle kesäkuun viimeiseen viikonloppuun saapuu sankoin joukoin suomalaisia tulevaisuuden pelaajia. Toki kokeneet jäärät on totta kai tervetulleita, koska meillä ei yhtäkään ammattilaiskortillista pelaajaa ole, joka on ainoa rajaus siitä, että sinne ei ole mukaan pääse, jos olen oikein ymmärtänyt. Eli niin kuin tämähän on periaatteessa Suomessa kaikille pelaajille avoin. Ja toki siellä näyttää tällä hetkellä, taisi ensimmäinen ilmoittautuja taisi olla tanskalainen.
Joo, joista se Deansin haastattelussa sanoikin, että tanskalaiset tulee Suomeen, mutta hän luottaa, että hän voi antaa ne molemmat moduspaikat suomalaisille. Mutta tässä on nyt se, että mitä itse suosittelen vahvasti, että niille heitteille, joille niin kuin se heittäminen, se oman itsensä vuoksi heittäminen, niin täällä ADC:ssä niin sä edustat omaa itseäsi ja omaa kotipaikkaasi. Ja Keraval pääsee, tässä on Kantele Helion, on tänä vuonna, anteeksi yskimiset, niin on tänä vuonna se vastuullinen henkilö tuossa järjestyksessä, mutta Dean tulee myös paikan päälle mestoille, niin mä odotan isosti, että mitä tämä ADC tuo tullessaan.
Joo, siis sama vika ja siis ennen kaikkea se, että niin mä en näe näitä asioita, jos ajatellaan nyt, että nyt on Finnish Openia ja muuta ja Suomessa on niin VDF-puolen tapahtumia kaiken näköisiä, niin mä en näitä niin näe toistensa kanssa välttämättä millään lailla kilpailevina, vaan että ne on mahdollisuus pelaajille valita se oma polku. Että se olisi ehkä kaikkein tärkein juttu, että löytää sen oman polun, että mitkä kisat ja mitä siellä sun tulevaisuudessa siintää ja sitä kautta sä valitset oikeat kilpailut, mitä sä käyt ja pääset mahdollisesti uusiin ympyröihin niitä kautta. Että niin kyllä noita kannattaa pohtia aika isosti.
Sitähän se Dinki tuossa sanoi haastattelussaan, että darts on keskiössä.
Kyllä, just näin. En mä tiedä, mun mielestä onko sulla vielä jotain hirveästi sanottavaa tähän lisää, koska mun mielestä toi oli niin tosi sulkeva sanapari, sanakolmikko. Darts on keskiössä.
Ei, kyllä mä melkein nyt tähän hätään toivottaisin kaikille hyviä tikkoja Finnish Openiin, hyviä tikkoja muihin kisoihin, mihin menette. Tulkaa juttelemaan lauantai Vantaalla ja tulkaa Keravalle heittää ADC:n-kisaa.
Just näin. Ja kiitoksia isosti kuluneesta syksystä ja keväästä. Live-lähetyksiin sitten palataan, kun niiden aika on. Joo,
elokuussa palataan viimeistään liveihin, todennäköisesti ennen elokuuta, koska elokuun ensimmäinen viikonloppu on ensimmäinen JDC-karsintakilpailu, ja hitsi, että mä odotan sitä.
Silloin tapahtuu jotain mielenkiintoista.
Kyllä.
Jäädään odottaa.
Kiitos kuulijat, ja muistakaa, että Huittisten keila- ja pelihallilla on juhannuksena tikka-kisoja. Juhannussunnuntaina ottakaa suunnaksi Huittinen.
Just näin. Ei muuta kuin hyvää kesää, Mikko, sulle ja kaikille kuuntelijoille.
Tikan heiton mestarit, meitä ei